Cabinet has endorsed PetroSA's recommendation to partner with Gazprombank Africa to resuscitate their refinery in Mossel Bay. PetroSA has been looking for a partner to provide technical and financial support in bringing the refinery back to full operation. PetroSA says it is important to reinstate the refinery with 1,400 direct jobs. It also supports 29,000 indirect jobs and contributes 0.6% to GDP. The Mossel Bay plant was put on care and maintenance in November 2020 after the offshore gas reserves were depleted. But the recent reports of a partnership with Gazprom has carried with it doubt and suspicion. Critics of the deal believe that the unusually strict technical criteria were to ensure that Gazprom would emerge as the only qualifying bidder. PetroSA says the tender was open and also factored in the risks involved.
This was an open tender that allowed all players to come and submit their proposals. We had quite a detailed request for proposal where we clarified that we want to restart our refinery. We are also looking for a win-win solution. From those evaluations where we had actually a criteria and a minimum threshold that was required, we had also some considerations because of the risks with regards to the sanction risks, where we solicited also independent opinions and also evaluated what is also happening in the market.
With Russia under international sanctions, there are concerns that doing business with the country could cast South Africa in a bad light. But PetroSA has maintained that there will not be any impact.
It is important, I think, for the public to understand that the current sanctions are primary sanctions, which means that these sanctions are the country that has issued the sanction expects that the entities and the citizens of the issuing country comply. These are not imposed on other countries. So US is imposing that on US citizens as US entities. So is Europe. The risk of secondary sanctions would have been an issue that would have affected us as South Africa. We understand that there are currently no secondary sanctions.
PetroSA says there is yet to be a final investment position next year in March.
That feasibility study we will conduct in the next 3 months, which is a joint feasibility study, where we're expecting Gazprom to spend millions in doing the technical studies at risk, and that is to prove the business case. And we will expect that in the first quarter of 2024, we will then take a final investment decision. And it is important that that final investment decision that must be taken in 2024 must be a positive FID. So it must be commercially positive and it must be sustainable.
Acting CEO Sandisiwe Ncemane has called for strict regulations for the petroleum refiners and the importation of refined petroleum products in the country. She says adopting some policy changes, including re-looking at the pricing structure and changing the basic fuel price and indexing in the local refinery costs, could benefit the economy. Speaking on the financial turnaround, she points out that the company declared a profit of 1.4 billion rand for the 2022-23 financial year.
This is the first time a record of a positive has been secured by PetroSA over the past 9 years. And it is quite a significant milestone that we celebrate as an organization. And I think it's a significant milestone that shows there is indeed essence to the strategy we are embarking on. Notable is the significant revenue growth for the group, doubling from 12 billion to 24 billion.
With the terms and conditions of the Gazprom partnership unknown, PetroSA has attributed this to confidentiality clause and fear of breaching its commercial agreement. Diabo Seto, SABC News, Johannesburg.